ZW-YALY.INFO is not a broker, not a financial platform, not an exchange, and not an investment environment of any kind. It is a disposable digital trap tailored specifically for the victim who receives the link through a private message, usually in WhatsApp, Telegram, or another encrypted messenger. The site has no presence in search engines, no history, no company identity, and no public profile. It exists in a shadowed corner of the internet as part of a fraud model known globally as pig butchering, a scheme in which criminal groups build emotional or professional relationships with victims and then lure them into controlled investment environments that imitate trading while performing no real market activity. The entire purpose of such a domain is to receive deposits in cryptocurrency and to block any attempt to withdraw them. The name of the website itself already reveals its nature. Real brokers invest heavily in branding, regulatory compliance, and long-term domain infrastructure. They do not operate on randomly composed strings such as ZW-YALY.INFO, nor do they work under the inexpensive .info extension that can be purchased for the price of a cup of coffee and discarded after a week. Fake financial platforms run by fraud networks rely on exactly these short-lived domains. They generate hundreds of such names each month, revising a few letters for every new iteration. When one of the domains is reported, blocked, or identified by victims, the scammers simply move to the next clone, often named almost identically ZW-YALY.info, ZW-YALY3.info, or even zq-dalu.info. The lifespan of such domains ranges from several days to 2 weeks, which is typical for criminal groups engaged in romance investment fraud. All financial claims made by those who promote the link are as fictitious as the domain. The scammers usually pose as successful traders, seasoned analysts, high-earning mentors, or caring romantic partners. Sometimes they appear as recruiters, offering remote work opportunities related to arbitrage or market research. Regardless of the scenario, the conversation gradually transitions to the suggestion that the victim try an exclusive platform that cannot be found publicly because it is supposedly private or invitation only. This is the psychological mechanism of the trap. When people believe they are gaining access to something closed and advantageous, their guard drops. In reality, they are being directed into an isolated digital environment controlled entirely by the fraudsters. Inside ZW-YALY.info, there is no trading engine, no connection to any financial markets, and no relationship with liquidity providers. Every chart, every price movement, and every profit display is a visual simulation designed to create the impression of growth. A victim who deposits funds sees their balance increase rapidly, and fake positions appear to close successfully. This illusion is maintained through scripts that alter the displayed numbers in real time. The fraudsters may even adjust the dashboard manually to match whatever story they are telling over the chat. These deceptive profits are the emotional hook intended to make the victim deposit more. Because the transactions happen in cryptocurrency, usually in stablecoins such as USDT, there is no reversal mechanism and no institutional mediator who can return the money once it leaves the victim's wallet. The platform never allows withdrawals. When the victim eventually asks to withdraw their supposed profits or even their initial deposit, the system halts the request indefinitely. Often, a message appears instructing the user to contact support, which is merely another account controlled by the same scammers. The excuses vary endlessly. Missing verification, insufficient liquidity, the need to pay a transfer fee, a tax, a network commission, a risk management deposit, or a so-called wallet activation. None of these explanations have any basis in legitimate financial practice. Real brokers always deduct any fees directly from the withdrawal amount, and no trading platform has the authority to demand taxes via private payment. These fabricated requirements exist only to extract more money, and once the victim refuses to send additional funds, the scammers cut off communication, and access to the account is often removed altogether. The absence of search engine visibility is not accidental. The domain is configured deliberately to avoid indexing, ensuring that no independent reviews, warnings, or discussions appear online. This isolates each victim and prevents them from quickly discovering the fraudulent nature of the platform. Since new domains are launched constantly, earlier victims searching for information on older versions of the site find little or nothing, because the scheme moves faster than the rate at which public reports accumulate. This invisibility is part of the architecture of pig butchering fraud. The platform exists only inside the one-to-one communication channel where the scammer operates, creating the illusion of exclusivity and the illusion of legitimacy at the same time. Security examinations of such platforms frequently reveal malicious or unsafe code intended to harvest personal data. Fake web traders often include scripts capable of capturing passwords, seed phrases, and wallet authorizations, meaning that beyond the initial theft of the deposit, the scammers may also attempt to compromise the victim's broader digital environment. For this reason, interacting with such websites, installing applications recommended by the scammers, or connecting cryptocurrency wallets to unknown links poses significant additional risk. Every verified characteristic of ZW-YALY.INFO matches the profile of organized international fraud. The domain is new and disposable, the name is random, the platform is invisible to search engines, the trading environment is simulated, and the recruitment always begins through private messaging rather than through any public marketing or regulated framework. There is no company behind the site, no legal address, no license, and no regulatory protection. No real broker behaves in this manner, and no legitimate financial service hides its existence from the wider internet. The only advisable course of action for anyone who has received or visited this link is to avoid depositing money, to block the sender, and to ensure that no personal information or wallet credentials have been shared. For those who have already sent funds, immediate steps should be taken to gather evidence, preserve transaction records, and contact the relevant exchange or financial institution as quickly as possible. ZW-YALY.info is not merely unsafe. It is an engineered fraud mechanism constructed to extract cryptocurrency from isolated victims who believe they are engaging with a private investment opportunity. A site that does not exist to the world exists only to take advantage of the individual who opens it, and everything about this domain reflects that purpose.